Hi, everyone.
We are
The Other Duck.
The Other Duck has always been about bringing people together. Over a decade later, this podcast is our way of reconnecting with the community that raised us.
Join us, tell your stories, and celebrate the growth, glow-ups, plot twists, and rebirths of today.
Let's dive in. Hi, everybody. Welcome. I am so excited to introduce you to my best friend from college. Her name is Yuma Kanai, and she's just a very unique force to be reckoned with. She was my very first model. So for those of you who don't know, the Half Swan collection is the Ugly Duckling high fashion edition on stage. She came out as the final duckling. The piece went from a little duck piece and it opened up into this beautiful gown, the swan essentially. So she was that model. She went back to Japan. What would you like to share about your dance?
Yeah, I was in the industry in Japan. But I went on into doing more of like TV stuff because dance industry back then in Japan is more like you can't outshine the artist. So you can't really be colorful. And all the auditions when I just outshine the artist or I was loud. And so didn't like it. Didn't like dancing behind them. Didn't like doing their music videos. So I went on to do TV stuff. So I was actually like emceeing or hosting shows, or I even did infomercials, which was interesting.
Like you did something with your hands too, right?
Yeah.
You're a hat model.
There's still high-end jewelry on the show. And so you go through like 100 jewelries in 2 hours. You show your hand and then, my hand got really skinny and beautiful. Because you're all flexing. You're like flexing the whole time. And you have to have your nails nice and your hands clean. And so that was a thing.
I mean, if you're talking for 2-3 hours, I would buy your jewelry. Like just that voice alone, I'd be like, ooh, yeah. So we had our own lives. And then 2010 was when we did our fashion show. When we did with the Other Duck fashion show in Japan. And so she was my Japanese partner, spearheading that aspect of it. Yeah, after that, you were a bridesmaid in my wedding, and she has 2 kids now. Now, as a mother, you were able to bring in your love of dance and creativity. And what have you created now?
Well, I am blessed to be a bilingual Japanese and English. There's not many activities for bilingual kids here in Japan. So it's you just choose English or Japanese. I'm trying to grow an environment where bilingual kids and native Japanese kids can come in to find that this is normal, not being just one thing. When I was growing up, I went to an American school in Japan. I wanted to take a dance class. So my mom took me to a dance class and was like, work out. But then I had trouble really connecting with the people there because they were just, it's run in Japanese, right? And it's not like I don't know Japanese, but it just feels out of place, right? Then when I went into the States, when I was in LA studying, I went to Millennium and Debbie and Edge, but then I was this weird Japanese kid in those other Japanese girls. They would scapegoat me because I would talk Japanese like looking up because I'm translating in my head, trying to talk to them, right? So I was just feeling out of place in this whole Japanese community. Like I'm totally Japanese. I know the language. Yeah. So I was like, my girls, they're raised in English. They went to Japanese schools. They kept on talking about like, nobody speaks English around me. So why do I have to learn English? Or why do I have to speak English? Or as my eldest started elementary school, she even went to a point where like, Mom, don't speak English at my school because nobody speaks English. So I'm just like, oh my God, how am I going to pull this off? Because I'm just bilingual at heart, like not choice, but I would just talk all mixed up anyways. So she was denying that part of herself, denying us. So I was just like, I gotta make an environment where this is normal. Like for somebody to speak bilingual, for somebody to have dual or multiple cultures is normal, And so I started making this children's dance class where I would be talking in English, but also guiding them in Japanese. But like my goal there was to not only teach dance, but like language is a performing arts too. Like it's self-expression, right? You can choose the language you can express yourself in. You can definitely express yourself in dance. You don't need language in dance.
That's so inspiring.
Really?
Because you were like, this is uncomfortable, but I'm not going to conform. I'm going to make a community that is going to accept me and that's going to accept my kids. I'm going to make this normal.
Yeah.
I'm not going to change about what it is about me.
Yeah.
I'm going to make a space and make a home for myself and my kids.
Yep. Totally. Definitely.
Can I just add that, like, there's no Halloween in Japan? Like, well, there is Halloween, but they don't celebrate it like we do in North America. And so she loves Halloween, and she ended up creating her own like community within the place she lives, and got all the moms and dads in on it. So they actually decorate for Halloween, and all the kids get to trick or treat within the little complex because she's that person. She created a little trick-or-treating, like, pocket in Tokyo where they don't do that.
No, but I used to trick or treat when I was a kid. But then when I moved for the first time in my life in a Japanese residential area, um, I never noticed, but I was like the hot topic amongst the people in the neighborhood. It's like, who is she? Like, she's like, ah, and like, you can hear like English arguments from their windows. And is she Japanese? Is the husband Japanese? Blah, 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 right? And of course, they don't do trick or treating. And once I became a mom, I wanted my daughter to experience trick or treating because I didn't know anybody in the neighborhood. I wanted to know who the neighborhood people were. I wanted my daughter to know who it was. And what's a good way to find out who you live around other than doing trick or treating, right? But that was a lot of convincing and like presentation that had to be done to,
Right? Like,
yeah, knocking on doors, making papers and, explaining what it's all about. So, but now it's a thing. It's like our fifth year doing it.
5th year.
And they love it to the point that I don't want to do it anymore because it's just so much.
Well, they can do it. That's the thing. You can actually, like, have them do it.
I know, but I'm just like you, Cheryl. Like when somebody else does it, there's just a part where it's like,
You die inside.
no. And you just take it all on.
But anyways, let's get right into it. Yuma, when you hear the word rebirth, what's the very first image or feeling that comes to your mind?
Rebirth, the image is letting go, I think.
Why is it letting go? Is that the first thing that
Recently,
you
when
think of?
when I became a mom, I thought it was a rebirth thing because I'm a mom. Like I'm not the one that, left behind. But that was such a joke. That's an ill information that women are put on. That's not rebirth. Recently, I've gone through a lot of stuff in the family and I realized me going through these heavy dramas and stuff, it's because I was trying to like hold on to something that wasn't gonna be praised or anything by anybody else. It was just some ego. I decided, you know what? Let go. Just, be who you are. It's okay. Like, yeah, just be me. And once I started letting go, I just feel brand new and I feel like, all right, I'm gonna start living now. I told Cheryl this before too, but it's like K-pop demon hunters. It's like I was a survivor, the lyrics. This is what I sound like. Yeah. I'm crazy about that movie.
It's so crazy because like every mother that I know, it's that specific one, right? Cheryl likes that part. You like that part. My best friend likes that part. You guys are all mothers.
That movie ran heavy on me. I was like crying. And my daughter's like, Mommy, why are you crying? And I was like, this is hitting me. It's hitting me right now. And then, yeah, they think I'm crazy. But it was also timely. And I think the mothers really, that movie resonate with the moms because they feel like, I don't know, I can't speak for everybody, but um, they tend to feel like they are a new self when they become a mom. But it's like a starting of this fight between you and this thing you were taught mothers, you know? And it's like this fight. And some people keep on fighting. Some people just go, well, actually, I don't need to be this mother thing. I could just be me and, who cares what anybody else thinks? And I think that was the letting go part. And that's when I felt like, oh, I'm breathing, I'm living again. Hence the K-pop Demon Hunters. I was a survivor, but something, 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 right?
You're
But
talking
yeah,
about why did we cover up the colors stuck inside our head? Get up and let the jagged edges meet the light instead.
see? Yeah.
Show me what's underneath.
Mhm.
I'll find your harmony.
Yes.
Fearless and undefined. This is
Yes,
what it sounds
preach.
like.
Yep.
Um, I mean, this is one of the this song, yeah, I mean, there's no words. It's just amazing because
It's
it's
so amazing.
so what I hear is really like rebirth to you is letting go of the ego or the walls or the facade that your ego created, right?
Mm,
And then
yeah.
you're able to when you start letting go, you start to reveal the truth inside of you. So the real
Yep.
you gets to come out and
Yep.
play as you let go of the ego layers that you've had. It is the rebirth of your true soul, right? Is
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
I'm hearing?
Yep.
Totally, totally got it.
Yuma, when you were talking about that and you were relating it to motherhood, is this like something that you feel like you're continually learning, even though you have two kids who are growing up now? Is it always like a discovery for you?
Well, definitely it's a discovery every day.
Uh,
But like biggest thing is co-parenting with somebody you never grew up together with. Taking care of human beings is different than taking care of human beings with another person.
hmm,
You see what I'm saying? You realize there's so many different things.
yeah.
Makes you realize, whoa, there's so many things that I was trying to be, but like, no, I don't need to be doing this. I don't need to be feeling this. I don't need to be acting a certain way in front of my kids' friend's mom or in their community. Subconsciously, I think I was starting to be like, blah, F this, F that, blah, blah. And
Mhm.
I feel much lighter. I just feel sound. Like I feel more balanced. I think it's just going through life, not necessarily just raising children and the hardships of it, but like putting yourself first. It's really hard. It was a journey. I didn't realize it with my first kid. I was just like hectic. I was just like, I gotta, you know,
Trying to survive.
yeah, try to survive. Exactly. There's certain ways you want to do things. There's certain ways you want your kids to hear things or see things or feel
Yep,
things.
yep, yep,
And,
yep.
once I was able to be like, they get to see both sides. And in the end, if I'm doing what I believe in, they'll choose. In the end, you never know. What I'm choosing may not be the right thing. So in the end, they get to choose from two parents, right? And plus the whole village around them and the world around them. So I think that's the part. Like, I don't have control. I just do me. If I'm not in the driver's seat, I'm okay. That's the whole letting go part too. And the things became just so much easier.
What an experience being a mother.
That's kind of the lesson. Like, I
Yeah,
see that that is one of my life lessons is to
yeah,
learn how to truly collaborate. Because, we talk about collaboration all the time, and there's this massive love for collaborating with different artists and creating something even better. But when it comes to the partnership at home, it's a totally different story. And so I get to really look at that. That's like,
yeah,
how do you
yeah,
create collaboration at home and really kind of foster true collaboration? It's a very interesting and really awesome lesson
yeah,
that, we just keep having to practice
yeah,
until we get it.
yeah. And we will probably never get it,
No, I
but
don't
that's
think it goes
okay.
away. I mean, you change and your parents change, right? I look at my parents, both my mom and dad, and I feel like they're still trying to learn each other, you know?
Mm,
It's not it's not as if they ever get it right completely, and I'm their daughter, 40 years old, and they're still trying to understand each other. So
Mm.
I think it's a lifelong experience.
Yep.
I guess this goes into our next question. Yuma, how have you personally changed since the early days of the other deck?
You went from model to mom.
Model to
Mom.
mom. Hashtag model to mom.
Yeah. Basically the same thing. Yeah, just being unafraid to be ugly. There it is. Dare to be ugly. I'm finally dared myself and being ugly right now, and I'm proud of it.
That's a big one.
And I'll probably won't get that part right until the day I die. But like to get to that mindset, like being ugly is okay and it's actually better because, who decided what pretty is, right?
When you dare to be ugly, you're essentially fully owning who you are. And when you're in that space, no one can take that from you. In fact, when I see people own their truth and beauty and unique disposition, I have just so much respect and awe for them. If you can travel back to one other duck moment that still vibrates in you, which would it be and why?
The other duck moment, the one with Boogie Zone with Elm, because I kind of tripped. I kind of stepped on the dress when it unraveled. So I kind of want to redo that.
Interesting.
We rarely hear that.
Well, I mean, that's interesting to look at, right? Like over time, you'll either remember the things that really just like was warm to you
Mm,
or something, I wish I could redo this moment. And you want the redo moment route.
because I was watching Back to the Future the other day. And then, how they go back to fix something. I just felt like, what do I want to go back and fix with the other duck?
Like, can you forgive yourself for that? Can you
Of
forgive just
course.
right now, forgive yourself for that moment?
I'm totally forgiving myself. Like I
Perfect.
forgot about it until I had to really brainstorm what I wanted to go back to back to the past to fix.
Yeah, like what if there's nothing to fix because everything was already perfect the way it was? What would be the memory that you chose to like relive?
I want to do this photo shoot we did for it's half salon again with Cheryl outside her condo at night. And then we were like scouting all these places and lighting. We were like, oh, this lighting is good. Oh, this light is good. Stand right against this light. And I'm just like this. And then like doing all these poses. She's like, be a duck. And I'm like trying to be a duck with, on the grass. It was nighttime. And that was really, really fun. That was like a very intimate moment now that I recall back. The moment I was like, I love her. Like, she's so cute.
Cheryl used to do that a lot. She'd just be like, all right, change your clothes, and then we're going to walk out onto the street, and then we're going to take photos. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like unapologetically super bossy. I was just like, I love this. Like, I love her vibe. I was even unafraid to even just say no. But then when you say no, she'll be like, oh, okay, we'll do something else. It's just like, she's so lovely. I think that's when I felt like I'm going to be with her for the rest of my life.
Yeah, we're legit 2% apart. So no warm fuzzies from like the Japan tour? That was a big one.
Dude, Japan tour was just like, and bam, 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 bam. It was just like not warm, fuzzy. It was just like a lot. And it was just exciting and just, it was crazy. It was so artsy. It wasn't like, oh, fuzzy. No.
Yeah, that is actually true. It was pretty hectic. I think you and I even got into it for like with the makeup people or something. Like, but it was very successful.
Very successful. It was really fun. That whole package was all fun.
Yeah. Those were good days. So the second part is the burn and the becoming. Like, was there ever a moment that you felt creatively dead?
Oh, yeah.
So what sparked you back? So
Well, I was super uninspired after I gave birth. The first probably 3 years, I was not creative or inspired in any way. I was just like, yeah,
I mean, maybe because you were in survival mode?
maybe. Maybe I was in a survivor mode. Also, the image I had in my mind of who Yuma is was so hard to achieve in those first few years that I just shut myself down. Like, canceled. Yuma, you're canceled, you know? And so, like, not good enough. So don't even try right now. Just focus on your little kid and be the mother that you've subconsciously learned what mother is. And
Which was
so,
what? What's your subconscious mother?
super attentive, always loving, never pissed off mom.
Was it like a unattainable goal though, or was it actually very achievable for you?
Well, it was achievable, but I knew I was acting.
So it didn't feel authentic?
It's weird. It feels authentic at the time.
Mm.
To the point where you're like, no, 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 alert. Like, this is not authentic. You're trying too hard. You realize when you hit the limit. And I was doing really, really good. I'm doing great. And I'm getting a lot of props for it. But like, just your soul is not like, this is not you. You know, it's empty. This is not, you can be a better mom in your own version if you just let go of all these little images you had in your mind, you know?
Posters.
Yeah.
But then do you actually are you able to take on the things that you want to take on? As in, this is kind of your image of what you think a mother should be, right?
Mm.
And this is what's shown to you through all the social media out there and all
Mm.
the information that we get. Are you able to become that though?
Yeah.
That's a total win because I feel like that's healthy because you're able to take on the standards that you're holding for yourself to be a mother. For me, it's almost the opposite, where it's kind of like, this is the standard, and look, I can't achieve it. It gives you reason to shame yourself, or it gives you reason to
Mm.
feel guilty for not being able to achieve this like unattainable standard.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
unattainable for everybody, because there's people that can do it with ease, and like more power to them. But there's also people that they can't. And I find, I'm not able to replicate that. Sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, this is such a great idea. This is how a mom should be. This is how I should be as as a mom to them. And then I can't meet the standard. So it's such a mind game. But
It is a
uh,
mind game.
I'm hearing a couple things. Is it more so like you're able to act it out and like become it, but then it doesn't feel authentic inside?
Part of growing up, you have this image of what moms are supposed to be like. Like when I was 15 and I vision 42-year-old, which is my age right now, it's more like haggly. Like, I don't know. I'm sorry, but like, but all these 40s, the ladies in their 40s are so beautiful right now and so energetic. It's just something that I didn't imagine when I was back when I was 15 years old. It's something like just that image. And then when I became a mom, nobody teaches you how to be a mom, right? So you just do what you just think what mommies are supposed to be doing. I think I'm a very nurturing, loving person, but I was doing in a way that was not authentic to me. There's moments where I feel shameful of myself because I can't be doing what they're doing. But then I would just say like, it's probably fake. Or I was just too tired to even really think about it, you
Or
know?
who cares? Who
Yeah, I
cares if
was
I
just
don't have eyeliner on while I'm breastfeeding my
yeah.
child?
But there is definitely shame, and that's why you want to put this not facade, but this act on to cover that shame. That's not only with motherhood. I feel like you try to strive to be something, what you image as your perfection or somebody else's perfection to be accepted or acknowledged because you have something shameful that you feel about yourself.
I can't
Yeah.
remember what it was, but there's like a theory where your identity is actually not just one thing. It's made up of even your past and who you aspire to be, like this image of what you aspire to be. And that actually is what also makes up your identity. So it is a part of us that we have this wishful or future idea of who we are, and
Mhm.
that's okay. And
Yeah.
we need to reconcile some of our current selves with what that actually is. But our past and who we are now and who we aspire to be, it all makes up like our current identity.
Yeah. Yeah. I vibe with that. Yeah.
And so you mentioned before this idea of letting go. This next question is, what sparked you back and what had to burn away? And how would you teach someone to also let go and to rise from being creatively dead?
It wasn't like, okay, tomorrow I'm going to start changing. There was a moment where I just realized I was back there to the point that it was even more than before. There were influences. So my kids are that. My husband was that. The people around me, my daughter's school friends, moms, the neighbors, the interactions I got helped me realize where to walk to. And then I ended up walking to the spot where I feel I was able to rebirth again.
Would you say that like a turning point would be when you decided to start teaching dance again, like to little kids?
That was definitely a start, yeah.
Kind
But
of the
like,
beginning of the spark back, yeah? Like being able to get back in touch with dance, which was your passion.
a hypocrite though, Cheryl, because back then, before I had kids,
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, everybody, but I kind of looked down on instructors that taught kids.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. Like, this is honest, brutally honest, and I have no shame in it because I used to feel that way. I just felt like dancers or performers that have no other gigs, they can only resort to teaching kids. That's what I thought. And so me teaching dance to kids was a low point, actually. I was like, oh, this is what I succumbed to. You know, I'm not
Interesting.
performing, I'm not auditioning, I'm not doing something like a dance production creativity. I'm not doing anything, but this is what I've come to, and this is the least I could do. So why not start here? But that
Okay.
opened doors to just realizing teaching kids is an honor, actually. It's harder, it's more responsibility, and you get to be just a dance teacher, or you get to show how you can live, how you can think, how you can repel like bad jujus from other people, Like,
Like a mentor.
yeah,
Become
I've
a
become a mentor.
guide, a
Yeah,
life guide to these little humans. Like you've
yeah,
become another very influential person in their life.
yeah. Because I've never felt this hard about like so dedicated to making sure that in every power that I have, I make sure that these kids can stand right back up when they fall. Like, I'm just so dedicated to that. Like, because we're all going to get shut down at one point or the other. But if there's any way I can help through dancing and trying to show that, yeah, I'm not normal. I'm not like your mom. I'm not like the person walking around you, not like your teachers at school, but this is accepted. This is okay. Um, to enlighten them to get back up and be them, not try to be something else that their friends tell them you should be. So I just found that like whole new passion that I found in myself. So I really like what I do right now.
You said that teaching was kind of like a low point for you. You kind of forced yourself to teach.
Yeah, I forced
Yeah.
myself. Me too. I
Interesting.
forced myself to find the nicest pair looking sweatpants and decent looking t-shirt that fit my body at the time and try to do something with my hair and try to put makeup on and I hated promoting like marketing. But then I went to my daughter's kindergarten and it was her graduation day, I remember. And then my daughter was like, hey, go talk to that mom and ask them if they want to come to dance. I was really shy, not shy, but I didn't want to talk to people that aren't going to be in the rest of my life kind of attitude. And so I'm just like, hi, I'm doing a dance class and I'm going to be doing it in English. If you're interested, you want to exchange contacts. I literally like that.
That's how you promoted yourself?
Yeah.
Hi, I am
Yeah. I wasn't like,
totally not wanting to talk to you,
no, because
but I'm doing this.
I was trying to like erase my existence at her school, you know? I was trying to be this like background. So for me to go up and like be different was already like, oh my God, I can't. But I can't show that to my daughter. I have to show my brave self. Like, I can talk to anybody. Yeah, I got you. Okay, I'll go talk to that person right now. you know? That was like, I had to do that because I want her to be like that, my daughter, you know?
It's a testament of how powerful motherhood can be because it can push you to things that you
Yeah,
should never hold yourself to account.
yeah,
I mean, it might not be easy, but you'll still do it
yeah.
for your child. It
Sorry.
sounds like these kids actually relit something for you.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
something
totally.
they got to bring that kid part of you out.
Yeah, yeah,
There's beauty in this irony. Like there's this humbling in this irony. There's a shedding of the judgments of the past, which then actually allowed for you to grow, which is the theme of everything that we're talking about today for you, which is the shedding, the letting go of.
So you mentioned wanting to pretty much do it for your kids, but also you had people around you, like you had your husband, you had your kids, and then your kids' friends, parents. The next question is, do you think rebirth happens in silence, in chaos, or in community?
it starts in silence and then it goes into chaos and then the community pulls you, back.
What was the
Yeah.
silence part for you? So you said that happens first.
So sorry, I keep on bringing motherhood back up, but it's just that whole first years of being a mom. There was a lot of people around me, but it just felt very silent.
Wait, sorry. I heard lonely. I know you said silent, but
Like I didn't feel alone, but it was
yeah.
just going through the movements, I guess.
And that's when the rebirth was happening?
That's definitely the beginning because I feel like rebirth is not just like the moment you kind of transform, but it's that whole journey. Because of the way the rebirth process started, I feel like it grows into the chaos where you're trying to find how to rebirth. And coincidentally, your environment gets chaotic too. The chaos part was when I wanted to change.
Like a tug, like an inner tug of war type deal, like when it was just a push pull going on?
Mm, Everything around me, like my husband, my kids, my family in general, were very much in chaos. And I was in the chaos too. And now that I think about it, maybe I brought that upon it myself because I was chaotic inside. And so I drew that in. But it was a total blow up. In the beginning, it was just like very like physical things, right? Like I want to change where I live, or I want to change what I wear. I want to change my hair or the way I look or physical stuff. But then later on, I realized it's not about the physical things that I wanted to change, but it was something inside, like how I, you know, feel or yeah, simply put that.
How did it like land inside of community?
My students, guys soft landed in the pocket where like, wow, I'm here to inspire and help them see something other than what their parents will probably teach them. I realized like I have to start letting things go to be able to teach these kids. I'm in an environment right now. I've forced myself to be in this environment where I can't keep holding on to the things because I don't want to show that to these kids and to my girls, you know?
Wow, you really set up like what I acknowledge you for is being able to set up an environment that actually pulled for the greater version of you.
Yeah,
And that it started when you said you were feeling creatively dead. Like you
yeah,
didn't
like
really
blah.
want to do that. And at one point, you even looked down at dance teachers who taught kids. So it's just very interesting that that then is part of the rebirth story.
Should we go into the vision forward? What lessons from our earlier era deserve to return?
Yeah.
And are there things that were better in the past than they are today?
Lessons to bring back our hunger, the
Mhm.
drive. When there was no like YouTube or Instagram or whatever, you really had to act, right? But I think like right now it's a little bit more passive. Like you can see dancers from all over the world. You can see artists from all over the world, how they even live, how they, with their vlogs or whatever on Instagram. And you can kind of feel like they're your friends, and you can learn choreography through online. And it's not like you don't have to necessarily drive to the studio and go. It's the good part too. It's very convenient now. And it's like for the more of the masses. But like I feel like that effort drove us more to be hungry, to achieve, absorb and digest. But what's better today is I feel like boundaries and um, sustainability is
Boundaries and
better.
sustainability. Like, what does that look like?
Well, we're just more aware of what people can feel hurt with, right? They know what's healthy to teach kids, or even cultural appropriation, right? I think that's better right now, with Asians and African Americans in general. Just like I feel like people used to do whatever back then, but now they're more considerate.
Like people are more self-aware about themselves,
Mm-hmm.
and then they draw the
Mm-hmm.
boundaries, and then makes it okay for you to draw your
Yeah.
boundaries and express your
Yeah.
boundaries. And I think that kind of goes in line with what you were saying, is like you letting go of certain standards you have about
Mm-hmm.
yourself, because you understand where your boundaries are and you acknowledge where that
Yeah.
is, and you say, this is where my boundary is and this is what I'm gonna stick to, and I'm not gonna push myself beyond this to be
Exactly.
something that I'm not. So I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Because before, even in the industry, you had to do things that you really were uncomfortable to do.
Yeah.
But now it's okay to say no. I think we are more aware and knowledgeable enough to explain the why no, because there's a perfect reason why it's a no. And that person will be like, oh, did not realize I was doing that. Like I'll be interested into what the next generation, like the whole ease of watching choreography and everything on social media. Like it's so accessible. The only thing accessible back for then for me was MTV and looking at dancers on the music video. Yes. Or like concert videos, or going to concerts and feeling that energy and everything. The new generation is like, oh, I can watch it on YouTube, or I can watch it on TikTok or Instagram. Like,
It will be interesting to see like how creativity shape shifts in the next generation.
yeah.
Yeah, okay. So we're going to move forward and describe your next chapter in 3 words.
Unapologetic, soft, expansive.
What colors, sounds, and textures
This is
represent
so Cheryl.
Rebirth to you?
I would say like a warm sand color, like at the beach.
Okay.
Mm.
What's the sound that represents this unapologetic, expansive, and soft, Yuma?
Oh, this is so hard. Is laughter a sound?
That's like such an amazing sound. I heard wind chimes for you, but when you said laughter, I'm like, come on, that's a really awesome sound bite to have.
It's like she said soft, she said sand, she said laughter. I am loving whatever is coming up from this right now.
Okay, what about the texture?
Texture?
Yeah, what is this texture? Chinchilla fur?
Like one of those vintage leather jackets.
Like the buttery kind or the crunchy ones?
I guess crunchy but snug. Like the really vintage leather jackets that are really heavy and they're
Yeah.
kind of uncomfortable, but like really cool. Like it has all the scratches and everything, and you can feel it's coarse, but it's like very expensive, and it's like has history, and it's like makes you look super fly, makes you feel super fly in it.
So it's got character, it's got this
Yeah.
ruggedness to it with laughter
Yep.
and sand.
Warm sand.
Wow. I love this visualization. What's the scent then?
Well, the scent would definitely be ocean scent. You know the smell you smell when you're at the beach?
Like
That smell.
with the coconutty like spray around you, or just
around you, but also the wind and the seawater, but not too seawatery. Like
can you also smell the fish, the
no,
fishiness of the ocean?
Okay, Cheryl hates that.
not
Cheryl hates.
the fishy beach, like the nice beach.
I love
I
this
guess that's not really a
visualization.
smell, just like the vibe you get.
I told Cheryl she needs to make like a line, a fashion line with all of this to bring it to life. Would be really interesting to put Cheryl's twist on it and how she can flip it and make it real. I feel I would love to see that. Yeah.
That
Me
would be
too.
really cool. Okay, and so along the lines of if you could choreograph or design a piece that embodied rebirth and
Well, it'll definitely be very unorthodox.
yeah, for sure. It
For
has
sure.
to be.
I wouldn't make it pretty at all, just because I'm teaching kids. If I had the kids perform this, it'll be very chaotic. It's not something parents would be like, oh, my girls are so pretty or my boy is so handsome and looks so pretty on stage. But then I'll be talking to a lot of the lighting, the production team. I think I would choreograph the chaos part of Rebirth because it's just interesting to watch, entertaining to watch. But then in the end, the kids are all sweating and they're just like, did this whole thing. But in the end, they're like all zen.
So it's the opposite. It actually starts in community and then it goes into chaos and it ends in silence.
True.
So your show would be he's showcased through children backwards.
But then the silence would be different definition though. The kids' silence is more like with the light and the sunshine and it's just warm and everything and like more of like excited for what's gonna come next. But my silence for the rebirth in the beginning was just darkness and just nothing and like I'm just stuck there and there's no sound.
Like there's a dark silence and then there's a light silence, so comforting silence.
Yep.
Ooh, yeah, I can feel that. There's a difference in it. What would be your exit song?
My exit song?
Yeah. Yeah. Like when you drop the mic and then you leave, like what's the song?
Exit song would definitely be currently what it sounds like.
Mm. Mm.
Like, I just want people to know. I don't need them to accept or acknowledge it, but like, this is, me.
What it sounds
Yeah.
like.
Take it or leave it.
Cartoon.
What's the cartoon part? I don't understand the cartoon part.
What?
There's no cartoon part.
Yeah, there is. When you listen to the song and then it's like, this is what it sounds like. And as it builds up, it goes, the drums go, cartoon. They're broken to a million pieces and we can't go
I guess
back.
you hear it, cartoon. I don't hear
You're going to have to go and listen to it. There is the drums.
Okay, and I'll text you. It is cartoon, Cheryl.
Yeah, yes, the cartoon part.
I have never heard someone use those sounds,
Right?
to say, symbolize drums.
I'm excited to go check the song out after this.
Okay, question, Yuma. Fill in the blank. The sentence is, my rebirth is fill in the blank. What would you fill in that blank with?
Is to be ugly.
Okay. My rebirth is to be ugly?
Yeah,
Or is to dare to be ugly? Because you're not actually ugly.
is to be ugly. I don't need to tell myself, dare to be ugly, Yuma. She's like,
Oh,
be
because
ugly.
you're
It's
already
okay.
there. Like,
Yeah.
you already just don't give
Yeah.
flying tutu to
Yes, I
anybody.
don't get a flying choo-choo to anybody.
Because you already know and own your own greatness. Like, that's kind of where you're at.
So.
Got it.
That's what it is.
Okay, so the final thing, if you could send a message to your younger creative self, what would you say?
Stop trying so hard.
Whoa.
That's what I would tell her. Because I think I lost a lot of things I wanted to show by trying really hard to impress Yeah, don't try to be so perfect for your parents or don't try to be perfect for your friends. I would tell my younger self to stop trying to be what other people want you to be or expect you to be. Then I think I would have been more creatively free. Like I think something more would come out because I like what I create right now. So I thought if I had known that earlier, things would have been more different.
Thank you so much for sharing all of that and for being vulnerable and authentic and just owning who you are,
No
sharing
problem.
with everyone who you are, and get to, show people how awesome you are and why you're my bestie.
I just really enjoy your energy. I want to get a little sound bite of you on my alarm clock. Your voice getting me ready for the day because I feel like if I could be as bold as you to be ugly and to be unapologetic, dang, I can do anything.
It'll be like, April, wake up,
Wake
wake up.
up.
No, you're gonna be like, wake up, woman. You're gonna take on the day like a beast, an unapologetic, ugly beast.
That's like wrestler vibes. I don't have wrestler vibes.
That's true. You don't have rest vibes. Thank you so much for coming. We appreciate you.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate you sharing. And it's always a privilege and it's always just so fun to be able to share space with you, whether it's in person or virtual. So, with that, today is complete and we look forward to more of these talks.
Woohoo! Thank you. Thank you for tuning in and holding space for this return.
The other duck rises again, not as a memory, but as the next chapter unfolding right in front of us. Until next time, stay brave.
Stay honest and yes, dare to be ugly.